Okay, so moving forward now, what we're going to do is we're going to add some rollover events or effects. In similar ways we've done previously, we'll be making use of our init buttons function to initialize the colour when we roll in and roll out. Okay, so the normal way of doing this would be to add an event listener for mouse over. I'm going to do that on the timeline to start off with, just while we're testing this, and this will refer to a function that I've yet to create. But we'll test organisation button, since that's the first one on the list. Add event listener, and then we listen for a type of event. And so in this case it's going to be mouse event dot, and then we'll look for mouse underscore over, and that's the also referred to as rollover and hover, depending on which language you're working with. And then the function we're going to call, and I'll just call this roll effect. Okay, so what we can do is we can respond to that event when we create the function. I'll just create it above set menu, not function. Again, public function, I want it to be publicly accessible. Roll effect, which listens for a mouse event, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I need to get the instance that we've rolled over. I'm going to put this into a variable called _MC, just in the side of this function, so this variable doesn't exist outside of it, which is type movie clip, and this will just make accessing it a little bit easier. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to access the root, which is an array that holds all of the movie clips objects that are available. Change that over to, yeah, so the root holds the movie clips in display object, and all I need to do is refer to the current target of this function, so whatever it's being attached to, whatever it's responding to, dot name inside of that, and that'll allow us to then access this. So what I want to do is to try and change the colour of _MC as it is now by using init button, which is a function we've set previously, that asks for the movie clip and then a colour code in hexadecimal. So I'll just put in _MC, and then the colour code I'll use is 0x and then CCC, which is a kind of grey colour for now. Save that, just see what we get at that point. So Control and Enter, and they come, roll over, and there we go, it goes grey. It stays grey there. So obviously, consequently, we're going to need to have a function which returns it to its previous state. Okay, so that will listen for a movie clip again, mouse event, sorry. I'll listen for a mouse event, and we will respond accordingly. Now, to make this work, what we're going to need to do is to know its original colour, and the first place we know this is in init buttons. So what we can do is we can add that to the movie clip. I'll just call it _MC.call. So that refers to the movie clip which is being called by the function. So the first time it's called, we will set it to equal the same value as the colour it's being set to. and then in role effect, before we change the colour, we need to make sure that we've got the old colour. So underscore MC dot old colour, or old col equals underscore MC dot col. So then it's changed, but before we've made the difference. So therefore, we should be able to find again with the same variable declaration there, that we can quickly put that in and refer to shift key underscore MC dot old col. So that's a property that we've set. Hopefully will allow us to then store its original colour. And we roll over it. Okay, let's just double check everything there. And trace out the colour first. Two different colours, and let's just trace it out here. This time we want to trace out the sorry, big mistake there. Actually want to put the event listener for the function first, otherwise nothing at all will happen. So instead of this being an over listener, it's going to be an out, and instead of it looking for roll effect, it's going to look for roll out effect. And then hopefully when we roll over this and out, it just turns back to green. However, there we go. So now all we need to do is to add the same to each movie clip. But I think we will do this in our main constructor. We'll actually add the event listeners in set menu, so that we only have to do it through one thing. So that would mean taking all of these instance names, just delete that. Put the event listener on. Call the function. I think I'll just copy this, change that to the out and over out, and I just need to copy and paste that a few times and change the instance name at the front. Okay. So trends underscore MC to start off with. Remember, copying and pasting is generally a good thing in coding, providing that you're copying and pasting from something that's reliable, because then you'll keep consistency in your code. On the flip side there, if you do make a mistake, it usually magnifies the effect of that mistake. It also can sometimes make it a little bit harder to find when debugging your code. Okay, so we'll set that up, test it. Remember, we're still in the second. There we go, they all go to grey. Oh, with the exception of contracts, which for some reason has gone to black. So we just need to double check that one. And what's going on? It seems to be quite different. Let's double check it. Okay, that one works. This one works. Contracts works and then goes black. So what we want to be doing is getting the old colour out. From here, so we'll just trace _msc.col, which is technically the old colour at that point, and then we'll also trace it out here, just to see what's going on in both functions and see if we get anything interesting. So there's, oh, undefined. Strangely, it's not getting the colour for that movie clip. Okay, let's just see if I can break at that point. Okay, so the issue is actually quite straightforward. We've not set contractual _MC's colours using the init buttons function because we were keeping that one the same. So therefore, that needs initializing in order to set the colour value that we need it to be. So I just need to pop into application, check the colour of that original symbol colour anyway, which is 00CCCC. Let's do that now. 00CCCC should be the same as it was previously. There we go. So now the rollover effect is complete, and I'll just test that in the first scene as well. I'll just get rid of the second scene now. I'm not going to currently use it. Okay. Just at that point, make sure everything works okay. There we go. So it's working fine, and we can end the video there.